You know, there are a lot of unique Jeeps here in Moab, Utah. Most of them are big, tall, and butch, but every so often a very unique Jeep comes along that's, well, very different, and this is one of them. It's the M715 Chief. Now, that's not an official name, that's something that describes the Jeep. But coming up right now in the Fast Lane car, I'm going to tell you everything you ever want to know about these island Jeeps. I became friends with Tyler Ruby when he used to work at Jeep as the brand manager for the Wrangler. Today he works for Webasto, a company that builds aftermarket Jeep parts. But when he was managing the Wrangler brand, he knew ahead of time that a special edition Wrangler Chief was on the way, and he also knew that he had to have one. He also knew that he wanted it to be special, very special, with an island theme. In order to do that, he had to change the front fascia. And what better way to make this Jeep special than to add an aftermarket Kaiser M715 fascia to a classic Wrangler.
When I bought it from the dealership, it had 13 miles on it.
Okay.
Trailered it straight to the shop. Right at the shop, we ripped off the axles, ripped off the bumpers, and the side steps that it came with, and even cut the frame and started welding and bump stops. So right out of the gate, we just went all in and replaced a lot of parts.
The Jeep behind you, at least one of them is yours. So tell me, where did you get the idea to build out this Jeep in such a Hawaiian sort of way?
During my time at Jeep, I had a great time working with the concepts and with the design office and Mark Allen, and really got an affinity and a lot of excitement for seeing a Jeep come together and doing a unique build. And I wanted to do something that would stand out. There's so many Jeeps out there and so many personalities, and I love them all. They're all fantastic. But with my Southern California heritage, being that I grew up in Southern California, I loved from my time at Jeep, and that was the Chief concept. When I had the opportunity to build this off of the limited edition model, then it just, I saw the opportunity and got really excited about building something like this. When I started building this, I started telling my friends what I was doing, and they would give me ideas and encourage me to go a little bit further, which cost more money, so I was always a little bit reserved, saying no, I want to kind of leave it a little bit more subdued. But in the end, getting egged on by my friends, pushed me to build what we have here today. And on the production version, what's left on this vehicle is the Chief badge on the outside, the white hardtop, the blue paint, of course, and that's about it.
So where'd you find that old Cherokee Chief badge?
eBay.
eBay, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, were you looking for it, or did it just pop up on your computer one day?
I've got a guy that works for me that Jesse, he just surprised me. So that one I actually kept on my desk.
Okay.
That has, that special, it's a gift, and
right.
I want to keep it and preserve it that way. But then after he gave me that one, somebody suggested, hey, you should put it on the vehicle.
Yeah.
So then, of course, I had to go find another one, and just found one on eBay.
Let's start with the front. Obviously, you guys are known for your bumper, so tell me about this bumper.
This is our Epic bumper.
Yep.
With a hoop option. This allows you to drop your winch down below, so you're not blocking all the airflow into the radiator, so it keeps it nice and cool, keeps your winch nice and protected. We've got them where you can get them where it's centered or an option or offset option with
Now,
these.
this is a silver bumper. Do you guys actually make silver bumpers?
No, we did it especially just for these. We did the bumpers and the rock sliders. We had those specially powder coated, along with the gas door. All the same, just for this.
Now, hiding under the front here, I see a Falcon shock. Tell me about the Falcon shock. These are your new shocks, right?
Yep, these are new shocks that Terraplex debuted at SEMA in 2016. This is our Falcon 3.3. They are 3 positions, main adjustments, and then they have in position number 2, allows you to use this 8-position micro dial adjustment. So
what do the positions do?
You go from 1 to 3, you got soft to firm, but then in position number 2, you have 8 settings. So not everybody likes the same setting. It's nice to have them be adjustable, because Jeepers were always like loading gear, taking the top off, taking it indoors, so then your ride quality is affected by the weight on the vehicle. So now you can just tune your shock to whatever your driving style is going to be for the day.
I can't tell you how excited I am to have the Falcon shocks.
Yeah, and you know,
Those are cool.
I was just thinking about how well it actually rides. I mean, we've got obviously not a dirt road here, but this is very comfortable with this pretty serious lift, some pretty big tires and wheels and KO2s on them. I mean, you know,
Yep.
you can get pretty rough.
I love those KO2 tires. They have excellent on-road manners.
Yeah, and they're really good off-road.
They've never disappointed me off-road. They've been fantastic.
I tell you, I think that front of the Jeep from the M715 is one of the most iconic, right? It's one of the
Yes.
most kind of visually identifying. Even though it doesn't have the 7-slotted grille,
Yeah.
it's still something that people see it and immediately they know it's a Jeep.
Right.
So let's talk about the interior. What did you do on the inside?
So on the inside, we went bold, and it made me nervous along the way to push the envelope. But we did Hawaiian cover seats, and Hawaiian flowers with a white vinyl encasing on the bolsters and around the seat. But then we also did sticker bombs on the so we overlaid stickers all over the upper center console and on the door pulls on the side, and hand selected all the stickers. Stickers that resonated with me from my youth.
Now, I noticed you got a Black Forest t-shirt on. I noticed that the top is up on one of the Chiefs. Tell me about the top.
So Black Forest is a product family from Webasto, which has been around for 115 years. And the throwback soft top is one of the offerings, one of the products from Black Forest. So it's a Freedom panel replacement. It's a soft top that you can open up on the fly, close on the fly, soak in as much or as little sun as you'd like.
Now, of course, I don't think they come in white, do they?
They don't come in white. That was a special favor. I know a guy that helps me out with the white top.
Rear bumpers, this is our Outback bumper. But we also incorporate, you can use the stock fog lights in it or an aftermarket lights in it. And we have it nice and cut down so you have better clearance for your spare tires, so your spare tire is not riding high. You can have it down lower. So we have our Nebo roof rack, and then we have our Alta cargo rack. So the roof rack you can use for anything with your normal popular brands of like bike mounts, kayak mounts. You can throw your rooftop tent on top of there. So this thing's rated for several hundred pounds. It's mounted directly through the hardtop to the roll bar.
And you said you've got locking diffs?
We do. Yep. Yep. So
how do those tie with the the original little switches that came with this? Can you make them work with those?
So what we're running right now, that there's another gem that I found as I was digging through all my options.
Yeah.
So I'm running Terraflex 60s in the rear.
Yep.
Terraflex 44 in the front, and they're stout axles. So I went with 44 in the front because it is my daily driver. So the twin air compressor is mounted underneath your seat.
Okay.
So just nice, clean, tucked out of the way. I found Switch Pros, which has a really cool switch interface that can mount right straight onto the A-pillar, and it'll run all my auxiliary switches.
Yeah, sure.
But that'll be my control for my lockers.
On both Chiefs, they have the Terraflex Falcon Nexus steering stabilizer. These are brand new. We debuted these also with the shocks at SEMA last year. We have them in an adjustable position. They're a pass-through style.
And how about the axles?
So on this JK, this one has a Terra 60 front and rear. On this one, we have our Terra 60 rear and a Terraflex 44 front housing on it.
And what's the difference between the 60 and the 40? Obviously a little bit more robust.
Quite a bit more robust.
Yeah.
Both of them share a lot of the same bracketry and tubes, but your 60, that's where all the beef is. It's got definitely a better strength in the ring gear set. But the 60 still drives just as good as the 44, just not everybody wants to go to the 60 price.
All right, and I got to ask you this. This is a question I always ask people. What's your favorite part of the new Jeep?
So something that wasn't on the concept that I just had this, I don't remember when I had the thought, but it just stroke of genius or just an exciting thought that came to me that I said, I have to have wood grain accents.
Oh, I like
so we took all the bezels and we hydro dipped them in wood grain. It was a fun thing to see the wood grain play in with the stickers and come together.
So is this Jeep going to become a garage baby, or are you going to drive this bad boy?
So I'm driving this. I have a 45-minute commute to work every single day, and I will be commuting in Michigan on I-75 on M59.
I can just see it in the middle of winter when it's cold and yucky and snowing, and you're looking at your Ron John sticker. There's one thing that is, of course, missing. You know what that is? You guess. There's just one thing that's missing. A hula girl.
Oh, yes. I have thought about adding a hula girl.
I asked Tyler what his favorite part of his new Jeep is, but to me it's right here. It's the badge off the 1974 Cherokee Chief. And this is patina, this is original. And it kind of sums up this entire Jeep. And I think that if you guys are looking for something like this, Tyler, are you going to sell it?
No.
He's not going to sell it, so too bad. You're going to have to build your own. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, real world reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.